Hello, everyone. As you're no doubt aware, Sony's E3 2018 press conference came to a close very recently, and among the showcases was Death Stranding. Now, I thought that we would be shown enough that some questions would be answered, and I'm sure if I delve deep into the trailer and analyze it, I'll come up with new answers. But the trailer also left us with a lot of questions. It's hard to say for sure exactly what kind of game this is. Still, it's crazy. But maybe Jeff Keighley will help us understand this game a little better. I've not seen this yet. This is an interview that Jeff Keighley did with Hideo Kojima right after the Sony press conference, and I figured this would be something that you guys might want to see my reactions to and my thoughts on. So I'm going to play the video, and we'll see if anything yields from this, if we get new information that will clarify what the fuck we saw. Hold on, let me unmute this. There we go.
Such an honor to welcome a very special guest to the show who brought another special guest with us. You saw the brand new trailer for Death Stranding, the first look at that in-engine gameplay that we've all been waiting to see, one of the most anticipated games of all time, Death Stranding, from the legendary Hideo Kojima. And Mr. Kojima, it's such an honor for you to join us here on YouTube Live at E3. And you brought a very special guest with you who was revealed as one of the cast members, the one and only Lindsay Wagner. Lindsay, it is so great to have you here at E3 and be part of Mr. Kojima's latest production, as we can see on your shirt, new key art with featuring you. So we have so many questions, Mr. Kojima, about what you showed. But first of all, I want to talk about you, Lindsay, because this is, we knew about Mads and Norman being in the cast, but this was a big reveal that you're involved in this. So tell me, how do you and Hideo Kojima meet? How does this happen?
He surprised me. He called me.
He calls you on the phone?
They called me.
Yes.
And said he was interested in me being using my image in the film. I mean, it's a film. I have to get used to your lingo.
It's similar to a film, yes, the game.
Yeah, the game. And so I said, we need to meet and talk. I need to know more about it. And so he told me the essence of it and the intentions for various parts of it, which of course we won't tell you.
Yes.
Did you get it?
He's already warned you, don't.
And
because Mads is confused from what he said before.
I just, honestly, after doing my research and meeting him and the rest of his people, I was so impressed.
It's incredible.
And I thought, well, you know what? If I've never done one before and I'm going to start out, I may as well start out with the best.
The best of the best, absolutely. Now, Mr. Kojima, has it always been a goal of yours to have Lindsay in one of your games? How did you pick her?
Oh, I bet it has. This guy loves this actress.
First and foremost, Lindsay is such a special person for me. She's the person that I idolized and admired the most in my life and had a deep, deep impact for me.
Wow. That's a lot of praise.
So when creating a new studio, when trying to work on a new project, I started thinking of the cast. And well, first I had my mindset on Norman for the starring main role.
で次にヒロインなんですけども、もういつ死んでもいいようにですね、一番影響を受けた人、リンデイさんにヒロインの役をやってもらおうと。それはもう、企画のほぼ、当初ですね、ノーマンを決めたその翌日ぐらいにも心の中で決めてました。
And then for the heroine, well, I was thinking, might as well be my last project. I don't know, so I want to make it count. And well, the person that has influenced me the most, that I look up for the most, is Lindsay. So this was decided at a very early stage of the project. Pretty much the after I decided for the main role for Norman, I had my mindset on her for the heroine role.
So who is the main female protagonist? Is it Lea Seydoux or is it Lindsay Wagner?
But to be completely honest, right before meeting Lindsay for the first time, I was so nervous, so stressed. I almost felt nausea out of the stress.
You got to meet Mr. Nero, got to meet Lindsay Wagner. Tell me about Lindsay, her career. What spoke to you so much about her and her roles over the years? Why you idolize her so much?
リンゼーさんのどういうところどういう役割がそんなに影響を与えたのか教えて
そうです僕は13歳の時にバイオニックウーマンを見て、毎週見てましたテレビ。
So when I was 13, I used to watch Bionic Woman every week.
そこからもう
Jesus Christ.
もう続婚になって、
Dude.
Two People とか
This guy loves his
ペパケ
films.
とか後追いですけど映画とかも全部見ました。
And from there, I was so fascinated by her that afterwards I just started seeing everything I could say from her to Chase as well.
Paper Chase.
Sorry, Paper Chase. All her movies I started
で
watching.
バイオニックウーマンのすごいところはですね、サイボーグなんですけども、今のマーベルヒーローとかとは違って人に暴力は絶対振るわないんです。
Now, the one thing that was so special about the Bionic Woman is that she's a cyborg, she has special abilities, but she never uses violence, unlike Marvel heroes,
自分
other
の特
heroes.
殊能力を人を傷つけたりは絶対しないやり方で、彼女の本当の強さで、人々を救うっていうそういうドラマで、それがまさにリンゼさん。
Bionic Woman is great and all, but tell us about the game.
リンゼさんの思想から何から。なんで僕の中の女神。
Damn it.
So she never uses her special powers to inflict pain and to hurt people. She tries always to solve any conflicts with her own unique kind of strength. That was so special for me. And then after meeting her, I realized that was Lindsay herself. That was not only the Bionic Woman, but that was herself, which confirmed that she's a goddess for me.
Wow.
Wow,
Now,
goddess.
Video games, you mentioned about, solving things through violence. Sometimes video games can be very violent. People, misunderstand them. The video game world, you said, was new to you, Lindsay. Was there any sort of trepidation about, stepping into one of these games or what was going to be involved in it?
Sure. Just, if it was just a typical good guy, bad guy, I win because I'm more violent and I'm stronger, I was not interested.
Yeah.
But I found him to be very deep person and beautiful team, and the intention for the piece I thought was exquisite, and we can't tell you any more about it.
I was going to say,
No,
it's
no,
like, you can
no.
tell us the intention of the piece, but it's like, he's very mysterious, but you said such a deep thinker in all his work. And that's not just this game, all his games have deep feeling about family and time and space and all those elements.
And now I'm going to have to learn to do a video game.
Now you have to play. Do you have your PlayStation at home yet? We got to get you a PlayStation.
Soon. Yes, please. I'm waiting. I'll get you my address.
Now,
最初に
God, her non-disclosure agreement documents must be thick with two C's.
銃で撃ち合うゲームが多くて、そういうのがちょっとあまり好きじゃないっていう話を聞いてたんですね。
So one thing I knew before meeting her was that Lindsay, she knew about games, and she knew that most games were about shooting each other, about punching each other, and that she was not very fond of that. That I knew beforehand.
で、このデス・ストランディングはそういうゲームじゃなくて、銃ではなくて縄という概念で人々をつなぐ、世界をつなぐゲームですっていうのを、最初お会いした時3時間半かけて説明
Wow,
しました。
they made her look really
When
young.
first meeting her, I explained to her that this game was not about just combat and punching each other, but about having the concept of a rope, and through this concept, bringing everyone together. And I took my time, 3 hours and a half, explaining her that concept the first time I met her.
so he talked to you for 3.5 hours about his vision?
話してたんですか、その時。
Oh my
Good
God.
5
Lord.
分ぐらいの感じでしたけど、
I mean, it felt like 5 minutes.
断られたら死んでしまうって感じだった。
I was thinking that I was gonna die if she didn't take the role.
A very important meeting. So tell us about the process of being in this game. You went through the scan and you're performing and all that. Tell us, was that new for you, doing all
That
that?
was very new.
Yeah.
I've not done motion capture or anything like that before.
Wow.
But it's all
Dots on your face.
zillion dots, which did not want to come off at the end of the
Yes.
day. And I was panicked to go home looking like, I had the pox, the chicken pox or something. Yeah, it was very interesting sitting in a booth with, I don't know, how many cameras were there? Like 100 and something?
160台ぐらい。
Like around 160, yeah.
160 cameras in this tent where you
Yes.
sit in the middle of it. And then, of course, I had to come in a leotard. You know, so I hadn't been in a leotard for a couple decades.
Oh, you say you do. So you do that, and then obviously you get going and do voiceover eventually and performance, and so there's obviously a lot of scenes. We see some amazing moments here with the character. Do we have a name for your character? Are we allowed to ask?
ありますけどまだない。
Ah,
Of course, he has a name, and of course, we haven't said it.
林勢さんにしかできないちょっと特殊なキャラクター。
But the
大きなキャラクターですね。
the character itself is a very important character that only Lindsay would be able to do.
Okay.
Interesting.
All right, well, again, we have lots of questions now. I have to ask you about some of the things we saw in the trailer because
Yes,
you got
please.
to see it there at the press conference. The reaction, there's so much there. Mr. Kojima, I think everyone was very excited to see what looked like gameplay of the game, and many people online were like, "It looks like it's in game," but then people say we see Norman, but then we see other characters walking around. So
No,
a
that's-
lot of people were saying, do you play as other characters as well? Or is
Both of them were
Norman's
Norman,
character?
actually.
What can you tell us?
このデストランディング
My theory is
は
that
ノーマルになるゲームです。
each Norman was from
Death
different
Stranding
players.
It's about controlling Norman, so you can only control Norman's character.
All right, so there are other characters obviously running around. I think some people were wondering, the gameplay. We saw a lot of walking, we saw a lot of exploring, but people were wondering about the, the combat, the interaction, the enemies, sort of, what that experience will be like. Can you share anything about that and how that will work in the game?
そこはどうなるのかっていうのを
とね、
no.
敵みたいなのは当然います。
Well, first, yes, of course, you have some enemy-like.
で、まあ力で戦っていくこともできますけど、そうじゃないやり方がいっぱいあるので。
And it is possible to power your way through it, but also the game offers you lots of alternative ways to go around it.
で、当然戦って敵を倒すことが目的では全くあります。
And of course, the goal of this game is not fighting with your enemy and defeating the enemy.
世界をつないでいくのが目的なので。
The goal of this game is to reconnect the world.
まあとはいえシューティングが好きな人もいると思うので、
That said, though, I'm
ま
guessing
あ
that
そ
all
う
the
いうこ
people
とも
out
でき
there.
ますけど、それは進めできませんし、そういうゲームではないというのがプレイをしていると分かってくる仕組みなんです。
A lot of people out there are into shooters, so people can do that also in this game. However, I would not recommend that, and through playing the game, people would realize that that is not the ideal option, although they will have that option.
And Mads had recently said the game was about global player collaboration. So
He
can you
did
tell
say
us
that.
about how we will all work together?
Was that something he was not supposed to say?
That's the term
あれ
I
は
was
マ
looking
ッツ
for.
さんが勝手に言ってしまった。
That was Matt speaking on his own.
Okay. No comment. We
ま
shall
あ
see.
間違いではないです。
But
正しい。
I'll just say he's not wrong.
Well, we can't
All
wait
right.
to see, the layers of this, and I think we all wish we could get a 3.5-hour meeting with you to hear about the vision of what this is going to be. So, Lindsay, now that you,
I don't even know it all.
oh, believe me, none of us
Oh,
do.
boy.
It's like he loves to, Twitter, the baby, and all these things, and you see all these trailers, and people want to piece them together, but we all have so much faith because when he finally brings the game out, and the deepness of the vision, I think, always blows us away. So. Now that you've been involved in this, been a part of it, have you only sort of become even more sort of enamored with the process of games and what he's creating? I must imagine it's been amazing for you to even to be in that room tonight to see the reaction and see the finished footage.
It was interesting because my experience of the reactions was people were like, other people see something, somebody whacks somebody and they bleed and they go, yeah, and they were watching this, and then that Norman would do something and they'd be, they were almost quiet a lot
Yeah.
of the time because I think it was so unusual that they didn't know what to think or what they were seeing because
Yes.
he doesn't give a lot away in the trailer for sure.
I'll say.
About what's going on, and it's spellbinding.
I know.
They were just kind of spellbound instead of riled up.
Oh yeah, no, it was an amazing
It was
moment.
an
and
interesting
the
experience.
reveal of you, and there's another female character as well. What can you tell us about that other character?
女性キャラもいたようですけど、その女性キャラについては。
レアさんも大好きな女優さんで、
So it was Lea Seydoux, who is also an actress I'm very
レ
fond
ア
of.
さんもレアさんにしかできないような役です
And I prepared for
すご
her
く重要な役です。
a character, and also a very important character that only Leah will be able to pull off.
Excellent.
That's it.
And that's all we get. All right. Well, Mr. Kojima.
Nice try, though.
I know. Hey, I've tried for years. You're just like little pieces. So I got to say, it was a beautiful trailer. It's so great to have you in the video game industry. We can't wait to see more of your performance in the game. And it was nice to see the gameplay, because I know many people online are always like, he makes these beautiful cinematic, trailers that we've seen at the Game Awards, but now we see the real game, Decima engine, gameplay real time. There is a game there, and we can't wait to see more of it and play it sometime soon. So thank you very much, Mr. Kojima.
Yeah,
Lindsay.
this is about what I expected.
Not long ago, we asked all you guys out there to vote on your favorite press conference of the show, and the results are in. So let's find out who you guys thought had the best press conference of E3.
Let's actually see this.
Check it out. There you go.
Wow.
Early reaction. People love the Xbox press conference.
Ubisoft,
Bethesda,
really low.
Sony. That's how the tail of the tape is, at least now, according to everyone online. So Xbox over half the vote.
Xbox did do a good job.
Xbox had
Not
the
gonna
best
lie.
Press conference, followed by Bethesda, and a lot of big news and announcements. Well, that's it for YouTube Live at E3. We had to wrap it up with Mr. Kojima's special guest, Lindsay Wagner. I want to give a special thank you to all our amazing guests.
All right,
gaming
let's
icons, YouTube stars, and everyone in between.
pause it there. Yeah, this is a typical Kojima interview for you guys. Just a lot of reiteration of information we already know, and very little in the way of tangible information. I do understand why some people are disappointed by the trailer. It is beautiful, it is captivating, it is interesting, and we did see glimpses of gameplay, but what we were promised was a deep dive into games like Death Stranding and whatnot. And what we got is not a deep dive. It's still a teaser. It's what it is. It's more than we've ever seen, but that doesn't make it a deep dive. I thought we were supposed to get an explanation of what exactly the gameplay entails, what the ultimate goal of the game is, how the theme of connections sort of comes across. And I'm sure if we look into the trailer, we will see little hints, little things here and there that give us some indication, but even then we're not going to be entirely sure until Kojima decides to blow the lid on this thing. Maybe at PSX. I don't know anymore. I really thought E3 2018 was going to be when Death Stranding got like an extensive gameplay showcase, and that we were going to see multiple facets of the game and not just sort of vague hints of different Normans carrying corpses and boxes around with him through various hazardous landscapes and whatnot. The only thing I got from that trailer is that a big aspect of the game will be transporting. Sam's name is Sam Porter Bridges. That's what he's being called in the trailer, and porters are people who transport, who carry around stuff and take them from one place to another. So I guess that's one way the game will somehow connect us all together. I do get the sense that we saw the two Normans. We saw the Norman with the black suit and the hair sort of tied in a ponytail, and then we saw the Norman we have seen with sort of the hair let down and the white suit. Kojima talked previously about being able to customize Sam. So I think that both Sams were Sams of different players' instances, each customized in each respective player's way. I think that's what that whole thing was. And we were seeing both of them maybe collaborating. I don't know if... Or they were both doing their own thing. We saw a lot of the sort of the spectral interdimensional beings in the trailer. And I don't know, one way I interpret them is that much like that Metal Gear Solid 3 boss fight against the Sorrow, they might be people who died within the game itself. Maybe actual player deaths. A bit like Dark Souls, where, you know, when you die, you can, the game kind of shows you how that player died. It's not a direct interaction with you per se, but there is sort of a trace of other players' deaths. Maybe it's that, but taken to a whole other level. I don't know. And, you know, there was a lot of dialogue there that I couldn't quite hear through these shitty headphones. So I'll have to look at that, take a deeper dive into that at a later time. But just a lot to ponder. Definitely a little disappointing that we didn't get more, that we didn't get that deep dive. But little by little, we're finding out more and more about the game, and I'm still compelled by it. I'm still hyped about it, but Kojima he can keep this up for so long before I think non-Kojima fans tune out. So I think this would have been prime time to really tell us more, to give us a clear idea of what this game is. At least I wanted that much, a clear idea, but we still don't know shit, and it's it's been a couple years now. Maybe PSX 2018. But I don't know, I'll keep an eye out throughout E3 2018. Kojima, I think, is joining Jeff Keighley in the E3 Coliseum thing with Jordan Vogt Roberts. Maybe there's some information there. But overall, I get the sense that we're not going to get much information. We're not going to get more footage. We're not going to get like a true deep dive beyond that one trailer that actually showed us some very I don't even think it's fair to say it's a vertical slice. It's like he took the vertical slice and then cut like a pizza slice out of it, and that's what he showed us. Like a little pie, like a little slice of pie. I don't know. Strange game. Just strange time to be a gamer. Huh. But I look forward to seeing more. I'll be sure to keep you guys updated. And of course, an analysis is coming soon. I'll have to do that back home. I don't think I'll be able to put together an analysis under these conditions. But I will get on that, and I'll share what I find ASAP. In the meantime, though, you know, let me know in the comments below what your theories are about what you saw, what you think the visuals that were presented, what they mean symbolically, and what you think the gameplay actually is. What you think our objective or objectives will be throughout our time with this game. And with that, I will see you guys next time. Young out.